Hey parents, hoping to make this a regular thing that I'm going to send out once a month to kind of keep you up to date with some of the things that are going on in our student ministries, as well as to communicate some of the things that are going on in youth culture that I think we all need to be aware of. So we'll start off first with the upcoming events. This Sunday, obviously, our pumpkin auction. That begins at 6:30, but the students need to plan on staying all Sunday afternoon. We'll supply the lunch, but they need to have their pumpkins and any of the supplies that they'll need. We have a few of the carving tools, but if they're wanting to work quickly and it might take them a while, it probably won't hurt to bring something to carve with, whether that's just a knife or if they want to go out and buy a nice carving tool. But that's Sunday, stay all afternoon, and the auction starts at 6:30. This Sunday is also our deadline for the Windermere Retreat. That's going to be $45. Check made to Calvary Fellowship. Also need the waiver signed and turned in. And then next Saturday, October 27th, the bonfire here at the church with Welch College. They're going to be coming in. They'll be taking care of dinner. We'll have a fun time where we'll just be able to spend some time with the people from Welch College. And again, that's from 5 to 8 p.m. on October 27th. And looking forward to a great time. They'll be with us on Sunday morning, and they'll be with us in Sunday school. On Sunday, October 28th, is our annual trunk or treat. Hope that you and your family are making plans to come and participate in that, to decorate your car and to hand out some candy. It's a great opportunity for our church to reach out into the local community and build some of those relationships. And then finally, already mentioned about Windermere. That's November 16th and 17th. We'll be taking 2 vans. And so what I need from you is, if your student can leave school early on Friday the 16th, if you can just let me know. Plan on leaving about noon, maybe before, just kind of depending on who can leave and when. One will leave at noon. The first van will. I'll be driving that. And if we have enough students. If we don't have enough students, both vans will leave with the second van at 3 o'clock. We'll leave here 3 o'clock sharp. And so, again, if your student can leave early, please let me know so we can take care of that. So to kind of introduce this video, really want to make you aware of some things in youth culture. It's one of the things that I really study up on a whole lot, that I want to be aware of, because youth culture, we can learn a lot about our teenagers in that. So each month I want to kind of bring you up to speed on some of the things that your students are dealing with, as well as probably just a little challenge on how do we deal with these things and how do we reach out to our kids. One of my favorite resources is cpyu.org. It's the Center for Parent and Youth Understanding. It's run by Walt Mueller, who is just a specialist in youth culture. He's written many books, and he updates the site on a regular basis just to kind of help us understand the things that the students are dealing with. Whenever Lindsay and I were at D6 conference, I sat in a session with Mr. Mueller, and it was very fascinating just to hear him talk about youth culture. And he said that youth culture gives us 3 things about students. First, it acts as a map, because culture is what directs them. Whether we like it or not, culture will tell them where to go and what's appropriate and kind of lead them and guide them. And so when we understand their youth culture, we can walk right alongside them. We can point out whenever the map is leading them the wrong way, because culture, it reflects the worldview. And so if we're on top of that, we can help them to be able to address the issues that are facing themselves. Secondly, it's the soup that they swim in. Every single day, they're immersed in it. They go to school, and their friends, even if they're Christians, many times they're influenced by things that are dominant in our culture. Not all of these things are necessarily bad. God created everything, including our culture. But as you know, sometimes there are things that creep in. And so when we understand that this is the soup that they swim in, sometimes it means that we have to check in. We have to lift the lid on the pot, to use his analogy, to see what ingredients are in there. And third, it's a mirror, because it's going to reflect who they are. It's going to reflect how they view things. And so that's why each month as I send this video out, I just want to talk about a couple of those things to make you aware of the things that are going on in youth culture. And this comes with a wide array of things. Think with me for just a moment. Media targets our students. When it comes to advertising, the products that are being thrown on TV and billboards and magazines and everywhere that you look, it's not just selling a product. A lot of times it's selling a worldview. There's a lot of estimates that say that there are 3,500 messages sent to our students a day through advertising. And so when we begin to look at culture and understand exactly what they're taking in, it helps us to see how we can address those things to give them a biblical view of what the worldview is. Because as we know, a lot of the things that are being told to our students do not line up with the Bible. That's why we see some of our girls who have low self-esteem, because what they see on media is that they have to look and feel a certain way, or that guys have to look and feel a certain way about themselves. And so we can help correct that by understanding their culture and know what they're swimming in. So we'll jump right into it. Today I want to address two different issues just in this short video. First, we're going to stay on the topic of just culture and zero in on media. Our students love music. You can look at their iPods, because every single one of them has an iPod, and they've always got in headphones, and they're always listening to music. I love music. I love all kinds of music. And there's one song that came out over the summer, back in August is when it was really popular. It's a group, Fun is the name, and their song is called Some Nights. And to be honest, before I even read up on the song, I had no clue anything about it. I was clueless to the song, but as I began to read and unpackage the song, something neat kind of came out of it. As you look at the lyrics and just hear all these different things, if you look at it with a critical mind, it begins to reveal a lot of different things that are going on in youth culture. And so here's just a little clip to kind of make you clued in on what's going on with this song.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your gospel. Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore.
All right, and so as you can see, the song is very catchy, and so our students are taking that in, and that's not a bad thing. It's a catchy song. But when we understand these things, it helps us to look at it and say, what doors are opening for an opportunity to talk to my student about what they're hearing in the song? What messages are being given? And so my challenge for you is to find a song that your student listens to. Maybe it's Some Nights by Fun. Maybe it's something else. I know that our students listen to a wide array of music, but sit down, read the lyrics, and look for opportunities. What does the song communicate to you? What is it telling you about culture? What is the worldview that is pushed in this song? And so after you do that, sit down with your student. Whenever the song comes on, if you hear it on the radio or if they're listening to it, begin asking them questions. Ask them something about, what do you think the artist is saying in this song? What do you think they mean when they say this lyric? And then ask, well, is this consistent with what the Bible teaches? And if it's not, don't immediately shut it down, but instead what we do is we turn it around and say, well, what do we do with that? What does the Bible teach on this issue? Why do you think that they view it this way? And so use it as a springboard to jump into their world and create these faith talks and opportunities to impact your student. Hopefully some of you will try it out, and when you do, get back with me, give me a report, and let me know how it went. And so finally, as you know, at our church, we're big about faith at home, because Deuteronomy 6 says that you are your child's biggest influence. You are the one to raise them spiritually, and our church wants to come alongside you and help you out with that. And so each month I want to give you that little tidbit of information too. I want to stand behind you and encourage you. You know, we have awesome kids, but I believe it's because we have awesome parents too. And so I'm proud to be the youth pastor at Calvary Fellowship. I recently found a journal from Columbia University called The Importance of Family Dinners. In today's society where things are just so busy, a lot of families are missing out on that important part of sitting together over a meal and just having quiet time without all the distractions of work and all these other busyness things. And so the journal surveyed over 1,000 teens, and they found that there's definitely an important role that family has sitting around the table at dinner. For instance, students who have dinner with their parents less than 3 times a week are 3 times more likely to view marijuana use as positive for teens that are their age. Likewise, tied right into that, 3.5 times likelier to say it's okay for teenagers to get drunk. And that's just having meals 3 times a week. And so you're looking a little less than 50% is really influencing these students where they don't have that big of a relationship and impact. Likewise, 60% of students who have 3 meals or less with their parents claim that their parents know very little about what's going on in their life, whereas 5 to 7 times a week sitting together with your parents over a meal, 92% of those students said that their parents know what is going on in their life and they care. And so I could go on and on and on with more statistics, but I'm sure that you already value the family dinner. Sitting together isn't about what's on the table. Sitting together is not about how hard you work to cook, but it's about being together and creating those opportunities for conversation to happen. So value these times, and so your challenge for this month, I really just hope that you guys will sit down, not with the intent of checking it off the list to say that we ate together and we've done something together, but that you'll look for opportunities for faith talks, that you'll sit down and you'll talk to your students about what's going on in their life, ask them about their spiritual life, and that we'll see your family grow to serve our Lord. And so, to close, I just want to leave you with a couple of resources that help me out. Maybe you want to start checking them out every now and then to see what's going on in youth culture. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next month.